On August 20th, Moscow time, a Russian hacking group named Qnet claimed to have hacked into the database of Ukraine's general staff and obtained a blood and tear-stained casualty ledger. Since the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, the actual number of Ukrainian military casualties and missing personnel has reached 1.7 million, according to the group. The data is shockingly detailed. It includes not only the full names and photos of the deceased and missing, but also clear records of their places of death and specific circumstances. Even more striking are the numbers that have risen year by year: 18,500 in 2022, 405,400 in 2023, 595,000 in 2024, and a staggering 621,000 in 2025. Over 4 years, the casualty figure has nearly sextupled. This kind of battlefield attrition indicates that Ukraine's combat effectiveness is collapsing at a visible rate. To put 1.7 million in perspective, Ukraine's military strength at its peak was just over 1 million. Today, the number of casualties has far exceeded this scale, which implies that Ukraine may have long been conscripting able-bodied men indiscriminately. From the elderly to students, anyone who can hold a gun has been sent to the meat grinder. Otherwise, there is no way to explain how 1.7 million lives could have been filled into the conflict over 5 years. Even more chillingly, Qnet stated that this data is only the tip of the iceberg. They also hold core data from Ukraine's main Directorate of Intelligence, GUR, even including the full list of all foreign mercenaries in Ukraine, as well as complete records of Western weapons aid to Ukraine from 2022 to the present. If this information is exposed, it will likely debunk more myths about the West saving Ukraine from the brink of collapse. After all, if Western aid could truly turn the tide of the war, why would the casualty figures still be skyrocketing? War is never a numbers game, but numbers don't lie. The 621,000 casualties in 2025 alone are more than half the total of the previous 3 years. This is clearly a sign that Ukraine's defensive lines are collapsing at an accelerated pace. When a country's war potential has to be sustained by constantly draining its population, the so-called resistance has long turned into a desperate war of attrition. Behind those data points are names and photos, people who were once fathers, sons, and husbands. Now, they have been reduced to cold statistics, reflecting the unbearable cost Ukraine has already incurred in this conflict. Qnet's revelation may be colored by the hacking group's own stance, but the figure of 1.7 million casualties, along with the soaring curve behind it, is tearing apart all the pretense of whitewashing peace. The crisis on the Ukrainian battlefield has long been a dead end that cannot be resolved by mere persistence.